Alright guys, what's going on? Today I'm gonna talk about what you should know about living in Asia. So I've lived in Asia for a while. I spent 2 years in Thailand. I've traveled a lot around Asia, in Japan, in mainland China, in Korea, in Taiwan, in the Philippines, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Malaysia, Indonesia, and so on. And of course, all these countries are different. They differ when it comes to the local culture, the local mentality, its nuances, to religion, for example. But still, at least in the eastern part of Asia, there are some common, let's say, traits I'm gonna address in this video and things you should know if you are now considering moving to an Asian country. Okay? So the first thing, very important thing you should know is that you will always be a foreigner. Period. No matter what you do, no matter how fluent you will be in the language, no matter if you hold a passport or not, no matter how accepted or at least tolerated you are by the locals, you will never belong to the country. You'll always be a Lawai in China, a Falang in Thailand, a Gaijin in Japan. Okay, so it doesn't bother me that much. Maybe because my wife is Russian Mongolian, she's Asian looking, and I do like Asia a lot. I like to go there from time to time, not live there permanently, or maybe only in Japan or Korea. We'll see in the future, because Southeast Asia is too hot for me. But some other people, would like to at some point belong to the country, call the country home, and say, this is my country, I'm just a local like everybody else. If this is you, Asia is not for you. Okay, you will always be an outcast, you will always be a foreigner if you don't look like the locals. If you are white, black, Latino, and so on, or even though you are Asian from another Asian country, if your skin is very white compared to the locals, you will be not considered local, okay? Or you will be treated differently. That's the first thing you should know and should accept. It is what it is. If it doesn't bother you too much, move to Asia. If it does bother you and you want to assimilate, integrate in your new country, choose a European or Western or white, so-called, if you're white, country. Okay, otherwise you will be forever a foreigner. Okay, and next thing, important thing about Asia, at least the eastern part of Asia, the part of Asia I do know, has a face culture, a culture which is difficult to understand for Westerners. So you can get used to it. You can do the best, to understand it, to do with it, to deal with it, and to blend in, because it's a part of the local culture. But it's still something, difficult for us. So some people blend in better than others. Some people don't like it and they move to other countries later on because they can't, they don't like to live in a country, of face. But it is a very, very important part of Asian cultures. Okay, it's the case in Mongolia, in China, in Japan, or basically in all these Eastern Asian countries. So what is face? Face is about making people looking good. Okay, be careful about status and image. If people has some kind of image or status, you should do everything to keep it. You should never shame this kind of person or look like this people. Put this person in a tight spot. If a person is seen in a certain way, you should keep this person in a certain way. People should see this person as this person, and that's a concept that's difficult to understand. In Asia, looks are very important. Not only looks, the way you wear, the way the car you drive, and so on, but how people are seen, how people are accepted, how seen in their community. Okay, and that's very important. And if you don't understand it, if you don't master that, it can be difficult to find your way in Asia, to do business, or to be accepted by locals, and so on, to be tolerated. People say accepted, but you are more tolerated by locals. Okay. It's about keeping, people's dignity, and not shaming people. So in the West, we try to be we tend to be more direct. We tend to think to tell what we think and so on. In Asia, saying people things directly, even though you didn't want to shame this person, didn't want to hurt this person, can still do some harm. Okay, you will have to find a way to get around things and to get your point across without shaming these people, hurting these people, avoiding hard feelings, and keep people with their status and the image they want to keep. So that's very important. And it gets some time to get used to it. It is some work you have to do. And if you don't want to do this work, if this is too foreign for you, if this is too something you don't want to have in your life, you want just to be around Western culture, Asia is not for you. So again, this doesn't bother me that much, because I'm used to the Asian way. But there is a different. You don't talk to Asians like you talk to Westerners. In these videos, I'm talking to Westerners. I'm not talking to Asians. I'm not talking to Russians. I'm talking to Westerners. But talking to Asians or to Russians is different. Okay, you don't use the same phrases. You don't get your point across in the same way. So keep that in mind. This is intercultural, stuff, and it will take some time to master, or at least. I don't think we Westerners we can master it, as good as native Asians do. But it takes some time to get used to it and to do the best with it. Okay. If this was useful, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Check the links below in the description. You can book a one-on-one call with me if you want to move abroad, leave your country, move to another a better place or less bad country. Become location independent, launch your own business. It's something I've been doing for 8 years now. Or simply find work abroad. It's another way to move abroad. I've worked abroad for many years as well. And that's all. Have a good one, and we're out. Talk to you soon.